Can a budget phone from Samsung really compete with a budget flagship from Xiaomi in a camera test? Today, we're putting the Galaxy A55 head-to-head with the Xiaomi 14T Pro, and the results might just surprise you. But first, hi, I'm Captain Awesome, this is Geekception, and I really appreciate if you hit that like button and subscribe, as it really helps me out here on the channel. And this is almost in pitch darkness, even though I have like the KL towers, Petronas Twin Towers behind me here, which is I think one of the only major lights. Now I have both the 14T Pro and the A55 side by side here, and just looking at it, the A55 looks a little bit more rougher than the Xiaomi 14T Pro, but you let me know which one you like better, as well as the audio. So I'm going to be switching between one and the other, and you can just tell me which one sounds better here. But yeah, this is in complete total darkness here on these two phones. Okay, for a quick overview of the specifications, the Samsung Galaxy A55 is equipped with a 50 megapixel main camera, a 12 megapixel ultra wide, and a 5 megapixel macro cameras, and it records videos at up to 4K 30 frames per second. On the other hand, the Xiaomi 14T Pro packs a 50 megapixel telephoto camera, a 12 megapixel ultra wide camera, and it takes things up a notch, recording at up to 8K 30 frames per second. Photo samples. Now let's do a comparison of some of the photos taken from these two phones in different lighting conditions. And in daylight, the Xiaomi 14T Pro really stands out with deeper color and richer contrast, thanks to that Leica lens partnership here, which you really notice in the photos that the Xiaomi 14T Pro produces. It gave the images a certain kind of pop that I liked. The Samsung Galaxy A55, on the other hand, produces more natural and flatter colors, which sometimes makes the photo feel a little bit more true to life, but it can also be a bit overwhelming compared to the Xiaomi 14T Pro here. And when zooming in, the Xiaomi 14T Pro definitely takes the lead, at least for me, offering sharper details, especially at that 2x zoom. And let's not forget, the Xiaomi 14T Pro actually has more zoom cameras here, a 2.6x and a 5x, though I limited it to just 2x here just to make it a little bit more fair. And because of the limited range of the Galaxy A55, I found that anytime I used the zoom mode, it tends to actually over sharpen the images, which can result in either too much noise or a photo that is very soft, which indicates that there's a lot of noise reduction going on. But one thing I did definitely notice was that the Galaxy A55 handled white balance a whole lot better and also more consistently than the Xiaomi 14T Pro. Irrespective of whether it was day or night, I could always trust that the Galaxy A55 will have a much more true to life white balance. And the Xiaomi 14T Pro, while generally producing punchier images, occasionally overexposed bright areas, making the result look a little bit too bright sometimes. And again, it's for me the superior camera here, but there was just some times where it was vastly inconsistent. That was not the case on the Galaxy A55, where yes, it's not as great, but it was very consistent. And this is the day test of both cameras. Now I am on the 1x camera here on both, and yeah, just panning around the Bukit Bintang walk here with the McDonald's right behind me and like the walk. So I'm just going to start walking and we'll see how the stabilization is in the day here. And yeah, I think on the main camera for the 14T Pro, it's 4K 60 that I'm shooting right now. Of course, I'm publishing this video in 4K 30, so you can't really notice it, but that's something that is available on the 14T Pro that you do not get on the A55 right here. But yeah, let me know what you think of the qualities of the color. So like there's this massive yellow in front of me there, so we'll see how that looks as well. But yeah, excited to hear all of your thoughts and even the stabilization as well. And of course, what I like on the A55 that is not present on the 14T Pro is just the fact that you can switch cameras. So I can go to the 2x here, 2.5x here very easily, back to the 1x. But now when it comes to portrait mode on these two devices, the Xiaomi 14T Pro definitely has a whole lot more portrait options, from all the lenses you get to the Leica system and all the filters. I'm taking a look at the photos, and the depth of field you get here on the Xiaomi 14T Pro is just a whole lot more pronounced compared to the Galaxy A55, and of course it makes sense because it just has a better main camera lens here on the Xiaomi 14T Pro. And while it has a lot of blur, I feel sometimes it's a bit too much blur, making the subject feel a little bit too cut out of the background. Compared to the Galaxy A55, which yes, does not have as much of a background blur, but looks a whole lot more natural to me. Another point for the Xiaomi 14T Pro is its ability to get really close to a subject, meaning I could close focus and get photos that I just couldn't get on the Galaxy A55 because it just needed you to step back a whole lot more. And it is a beautiful morning in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia here, and yeah, the train is gonna go by very soon. Not sure how loud that is going to be, but yeah, this is front camera day test of both the A55 versus the Redmi Xiaomi 14T Pro. And yeah, I'm just holding it at sort of arm's length right now. Let me know what you think of both the audio and the video quality as well. And of course, this place at night is like so busy, but in the day, I've rarely come here like early in the morning, but early in the morning it's like so empty. But yeah, let me know what you feel of both the qualities. And of course, like behind me is like very bright, so I don't know how it's gonna look on when I go to the computer, but let's see how that looks when I get back home. But yeah, let me know what you think of both these qualities right here. And going to the back camera, and yeah, the first definitely big difference here is that on the 14T Pro it supports up to 60 frames per second compared to on the A55 where it's just 30 frames per second. But you know, this is in 30 frames per second anyway on YouTube where I'm uploading it to. So I'm just going to be going into pitch darkness here, and then I'm going to be panning to the KL tower there. You can see in its beautiful purple color that it has tonight, and then going back to the towers there, and then just going back to, you know, the balcony here, and just the transitions from, you know, very bright here, which I think on the 14T Pro from the eye test it doesn't look as bright, but it doesn't look like it's blown out in some parts like on the A55, which I think looks definitely way brighter. And one of the nice things with the A55 here is I can press the 2x zoom there and it goes into 2x zoom. And here on the 14T Pro, sure, I can, like, you know, roll into the zoom there, but it's like an on-screen button and not like just one I can just easily tap. And on the A55 I can go into that, you know, 0.5x ultra wide camera, while on the 14T Pro here there is no ultra wide. You're just at 1x. You start at 1x. So yeah, that is the back camera night test here. Okay, so what is my final take when it comes to both these phones? And I'll be honest, it's not a like-to-like comparison, right? The A55 is a much more budget phone compared to, you know, the Xiaomi 14T Pro, which is also budget, and I think it depends on, you know, your region and configuration. On the lower end of the 14T here, not the Pro version, it might also be competing with the, you know, A55 here, but of course that has a different camera system, I think. I'm not sure. So I have both phones. I decided to make a comparison. So what is my final thoughts, right? And I'll say, if you are into photography, definitely the 14T Pro, no contest here whatsoever. Its Leica partnership really shows with the contrast and the color depth, which just makes the A55 sometimes feel like a toy camera. However, it's not perfect. There are still some scenes where, you know, it has varying levels of brightness and you just don't know when that is going to happen. Also, the depth of field can be a little bit too intense for my taste sometimes, especially from the main camera, not even in portrait mode, right? On the other hand, the Galaxy A55 here holds its own in quite a few areas. Most importantly, the white balance and exposure, which was very consistent no matter whether it was in the day, it was in the night, it was in the shade. It was very consistent here on the Galaxy A55. And when it comes to stabilization for video as well, the A55 here, no contest whatsoever, especially in low light, but even in the day as well. I would say the A55 here just has much more better video stabilization. It doesn't have that wobble effect that I see a lot here on the Xiaomi 14T Pro. And if you want to shoot video, as I do, as I like to do a lot, the A55 here, I don't believe that I'm even saying this, might actually be the better option, both in the day and at night. Okay, maybe at night, not so much, because it just doesn't have as big of a, you know, aperture to be able to open up. But it holds its own really well, and I didn't believe it when I was reviewing the clips on my computer, but I prefer the video footage from the Galaxy A55 compared to the Xiaomi 14T Pro, which I never thought, if I never put both of them side by side, I would have never known. But yeah, the Galaxy A55 for video, it's great. And of course, you know, with the 14T Pro here for video. It's also great in the sense that it records up to 8K at 30 frames per second. It has 4K 60 frames per second on the cameras, which the A55 here just maxes out at 4K 30 frames per second. So when it comes to just codecs, yeah, of course, the 14T Pro here is great. But if you're not particularly shooting 8K video, for example, it might not appeal to you. But I think overall, just looking at everything, both the photos and the videos, yeah, my pick for the win will definitely be the 14T Pro here. It just, I love that camera system, the Leica camera system. I like the processing. I like how the images turn out. And overall, I think it was just an image when I went out with my friend Rahim and we were taking the photos, and each time I would show him, which one do you like? Which one do you like? Which one do you prefer? And eventually it was just the 14T Pro here. So that is my pick as well. Okay, now over to you. What are some of your thoughts regarding the A55 versus the 14T Pro here when it comes to photos and videos? I am so excited to hear all you think about in the comment section down there below, because again, this is not a like to like. I know I just have the phones with me. I might as well do it. So why not, right? If I have it, why not make it? So please let me know in the comment section down there below. And speaking of comments, I make all of these videos here by myself with all of my love. And if you want to support, you can consider subscribing. You can consider buying me a cup of coffee, or even sending me something on PayPal or memberships here on YouTube. Any way you can support, I would really appreciate it, as a lot goes into these videos I make, whether it's in my scripting, it's in my editing, it's in my writing, it's in my everything, right? And every little bit will help a lot, and I would appreciate that. But yes, text me when you get home so I know you got home safe, as I have been your captain of awesome. This is Geekception, and most definitely I'll catch you in the next one. Don't forget to stay awesome. Bye. All right, thank you for making it all the way to the end of the video, and I really appreciate you. Again, I make videos for people like you, because I make videos for people like myself who always make it to the end of the videos and will watch stuff like this at the end, right? So when I was making this video, what I thought was, again, the Xiaomi 14T Pro is definitely not a like to the Galaxy A55, but I know tons of people on the channel especially have been liking the A55 content, and I like the phone. It's such a nice cute phone. So I decided that, hey, I have the Xiaomi 14T Pro. I think I was supposed to even return it, but I was like, nope, I'm not going to return it yet. I'm just going to make this, because I have like several ideas for this phone. So I did it. Speaking of phones, I think in my last video I made the iPhone 13 versus 16 Pro video, and in that end credit scene, I talked about how I was going to probably sell the 16 Pro and get the 16 Pro Max. And well, since you are here, I got the 16 Pro Max. So I have a crazy tale about how I was able to sell the 16 and then get the 16 Pro Max. A video is coming soon, but you get to find out all of that here at the end credit. So how have you been? How is life in general? How has things been? Let me know in the comments. And as always, I love you so much. I really appreciate you making it all the way here, and leave the hashtag awesome end in your comment, in a random place in your comment, so I know you made it to the end of this video. But until the next one, I cannot wait to see you, and I cannot wait to bring you all of the stuff that I've been working on right there. But yes, take care and bye bye.